Hello, Unforgiven Sins here, and today I'm going to be starting a Dark Souls playthrough. I know I shouldn't really be starting another one because I haven't finished the other two. That is Bioshock and Dead Space 3. But, I just feel like starting one, really, when it comes down to it. I was talking to a mate last night about the game, and I figured I'd start one up. And, so yeah, this is how it's came about. I never decided to put any up beforehand just because of the amount of Dark Souls content that is up on the internet. But I figured because I've gotten back into the game and I've really started to enjoy playing it again, I might as well start recording. As you can see here, I have the old Witch's Ring on. Just because I'm playing as a thief, so I have the Master Key. And I've only got that because I have never personally gotten the extra dialogue from bloody the Chaos Witch or whatever her name is, I can't quite remember. But let's start this, shall we?
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Well, that's the opening cinematic for the game. It explains roughly quite a bit of the story leading up to the game, to be honest. But you don't. That's about all, really. The rest of it you have to figure out yourself whilst playing the game.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
And here we are, the beginning of Dark Souls. We are locked in a cell, because we have obviously been brought here from the land of the living, in a sense. Brought to Lordron because we are undead. We have the dark sign. Let's move on forward. Ugh. There's not really much to say about this part, just that it is not really an important area of the game, but to do there's certain items that you have to come back here to get after you've done. Like a majority, well, not a majority of the game, you can come back here straight away. Well, I say straight away. You have to be able to get to the Undead Church before you can come back here. To my knowledge, anyway. Yeah, this is going to be not a beginner's guide in a sense, because there's enough of them out. I'm just going to be doing a playthrough and showing off a few tricks, well, I say a few tricks, a few things which I know about the game, and other small things that can help people out if they are, well, new to the series, because obviously with the release of Dark Souls 2, there might be a lot of people getting back into Dark Souls, people who have never played it. And as we can see, I can't aim up there, but as we can see, there is a demon standing up on the top there. So you can either fight him straight away, but you'll get your ass kicked. But if you do manage to defeat him in the first encounter, you get his weapon that he's using, which is the demon's great mace or something like that. Well, demon's hammer, great hammer or something like that. But if you don't want to fight him, you just run to the side. You can see he's dropped down. And we're locked in here. So we just have to progress on forwards, lighting bonfires as we go, which serve as your respawn points and your leveling up areas. Now here we have an archer up here. They give you your shield when you first get in, and let's just equip that. You press start to bring up your your main menu when it comes to it. You have your items, your equipment, your stats, and your options and everything. So if we equip that to our left hand, and it is quite simple as using. I'm playing this on the 360, so everything for me is left bumper or L1 if you're on the PS3. I'm not quite sure what the PC configuration is. I'm surprised it's not carried on shooting at me. And we pick up a weapon and we just switch into that. And this is one of the main reasons why I started off as the thief. So we get the bandit knife from the beginning, which, instead of having to farm it, which is it's quite good with its dexterity scaling and its bleeding effect. It is good, and it's also got a high critical rating on it, a 147, which is for like parries and backstabs. We can show a few of them off in a bit. But it's not, even when you get it to plus 15, it's still not the best dex scaling weapon that you can get. Right. And what we have here is there's a little trap set for us up here. So all you have to do, turn away, roll down, and it knocks into here. Where we have our good friend who throwed the body down for us. I can't remember his name now, actually. That's a bit odd. But let's just start the conversation with him.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. When thine exodus from the Undead Asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords, when thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now. And thank you.
So yeah, the Ectus Flask is your healing, essentially. They've given us limited healing on this one, compared to Demon Souls. But Demon Souls, you had to farm for your items, so you could run out. But every time you go back to a bonfire, or you die and respawn at a bonfire, you get your maximum amount of Ectus Flasks respawn, well, given back to you at that current bonfire. And I think his I still can't remember his bloody name. It's stupid now. I'll pick up some of his equipment and then I'll remember. I think it's a Astoria or something like. Yeah, that might not be a Astoria, but he's using the Astoria's straight sword. So he might just have the equipment of Astoria. But yeah, and that key obviously that he gave us was to open the door down the bottom there so we can get back. But as we progress on forwards, let's see if I can parry this dude. There we go. That is... Sorry about that. That there is a parry and a riposte. I don't know which way you want to pronounce them, but sounds posh at the end of the day. All it is essentially, that is a critical attack, which are backstabs as well. As you saw, using the left trigger, or L2 if you're on the PS3, and you perform a little parry. And because this is I think it's a target shield. Yeah, target shield. It has a longer parry animation, so you have more of a time limit. So if you parry a little bit too early from an attack, you might still get the parry. And we have here, let's just stab this bastard. That didn't work. And with the amount of time that you get for a parry, and you just attack by using the right trigger, well, right bumper for your normal attacks. I forgot to say this actually. Right bumper for your normal attacks, and the right trigger for your strong attacks, or R1 and R2. And when you've parried an opponent, you have a certain amount of time. You can switch weapons, and you can also go into two-handed, which is by hitting Y or triangle. And to switch, what you have in your left and right hands is just left and right on the D-pad. Right, it's just backstab easily, right behind them, and attack. Right, we have here is our first encounter with a Hollow Knight, and these are strong. But if you do that, see, I can two-hand it and parry as well. But because of the having such low strength, we've got 9 strength, and this bandit's knife having a terrible strength scaling, you don't really get a benefit from holding it in two hands. And what we have here is we're going to go through the fog wall and we're going to encounter that asylum demon, or no, stray demon I think it's called. But what we can do here is with a lunging attack, which you flick forward on the moving analog stick, and your strong attack as like it's basically a lunging attack, a jumping attack. But they give you the opportunity to do a plunging attack here, which you don't want to do because it only does one bit of damage. But if you do a jumping attack off the edge, yeah, well, it should have done. It does more damage than what it does from a normal plunging attack. But that was lucky that I didn't get hit there. There we go. He's doing his butt slam. If you can, like, get him into just constantly doing that attack. As you can see, I'm evading around all these attacks. That did not go too well. But as you can tell, even for such a low level, and having not the best starting armor, he still doesn't do that much damage to you when he does hit you. So after defeating him, we get the Big Pilgrim's Key and some humanity, which will come into effect soon. And we should get a bunch of souls afterwards we open this door. It's only 2,000, but that is enough to level you up a good 2, maybe 3 times at the very start of the game. And we have, there is a consumable item around here, which is a Soul of the Lost Undead, which is I think it's one of the smallest souls that you can get. Oh, where am I going? Ah, stuck. Right. And also down here, there is a mechanic where you can trade items with a NPC. Well, not really an NPC in the game. It's just like a baby bird or the actual eggs. No, not really quite sure. But she's not awake. Fair enough. Must be awake when we come back. But the way that works is you drop an item on the ground and you leave the game and re-enter and the item is changed into another item. So here we are leaving the Undead Asylum.
In the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
So yeah, that is how we leave the Undead Asylum. It's quite quick and simple. And we're going to be dropped off at Firelink Shrine, which I would say is like the main hub of a majority, so like the first half of the game. Yes, we can in Lordran level up and kindle using bonfires. And if we quickly turn around, we have a twin humanity. Twin humanity? No, it used to be twin. There's 3 humanities now. And obviously, you press it over, you can see we've now got 10 Hector's flasks because this is the main hub of the game, and I'll show you why quickly. We have a leveling up mechanics here. Yeah, see, I've got enough to level up 3 times, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to level up anything at the moment. I might get my intelligence to 15. Nah, not yet. But I will be getting my, this will be a dexterity intelligence run, where I'll be getting my dexterity and intelligence up. But the reason why we have 10 Hector's flasks from this bonfire is because there is a firekeeper down here. Anastasia, I believe her name is. But no response, she cannot speak. See, and we have nothing to reinforce our Hector's flask with, because we don't have any firekeeper souls. So we just leave and come back up here and talk to this guy here. His name is the crestfallen warrior or soldier.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the Undead Asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the Undead Church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
And by speaking to the crestfallen warrior, it's the only really indication that you get of what you need to do next in the game of Dark Souls to ring the 2 bells of awakening. But if you talk to him again after going down and visiting Anastasia, I believe he has more dialogue about why she can't speak.
Ah, your face. You're practically
maybe not then. Talking about me being hollow.
Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
Yeah, going hollow is referenced to when an undead dies so many times and they lose all of their humanity, and going hollow is they just turn berserk in a sense. They've got nothing else to live for. So going hollow is essentially dying. You just turn into an empty husk that will attack anything.
What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
He's saying there, collecting humanity by scraping it together from the undead is, I believe it's, if you're in an area where you still haven't defeated the boss, and you kill a certain amount of hollows in a certain amount of time, like a little kill streak or something. I'm not quite sure about the pure mechanics of it, but you will get humanity from just killing enemies when it comes down to it if you haven't defeated the boss in that area. And getting summoned by a cleric is referencing to the co-op, which will show off later. And obviously the last one was pretty obvious. You can just kill NPCs in the game and collect their humanity.
What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it. What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the Undead Church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the Undead Burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the Undead Burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
See, he's giving us some useful information if you just stand here and talk to him enough.
Bloody hell, what is it now? You ask too many questions.
So yeah, once you exhaust all of his
What now?
talking, as you
I'm
can
not
see,
up for chatting. Leave me alone.
if he wasn't up for chatting, he just told us quite a bit of information. So he's being a little bit of a hypocrite there. But yeah, he should just sit there and keep saying the same thing.
I'm not.
Yeah, see, we have extinguished all of his chat options. So, alright, it's coming up to about 25 minutes, so I'll call this a day. We've got the Defiling Shrine, first step into our adventures in Lordran. So, I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe so you can get notified of when I upload more videos. I will start to attempt to put one up every day. It's just getting around to actually recording it. So, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye now.